Hello and welcome to your source for voice technology news, tips, and more for marketers, researchers, and the curious. My name is Jose Cotto and I am the Voice CEO. Let's get started. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Experience has shown that when it comes to digital products and services, first impressions really do mean everything. When it comes to onboarding new users into your voice experiences on Amazon Alexa or Google Assistant, first impressions are going to dictate the success of everything that comes after. On this very snowy day in the Northeast, we're going to dive in and examine a little bit of the voice application onboarding experience for users on Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant. While the journey for users in a purely web-based onboarding funnel is pretty predictable today, going from web to voice can be a bit more unpredictable. And that unpredictable experience leads to bad first impressions, which makes an effective awareness and growth campaign strategy for your voice application extremely challenging. If you don't pay enough attention to the onboarding experience, that experience your users go through before they even get to use your voice app, you'll suffer through lousy engagement numbers and end up overspent on your awareness marketing without much to show for it. Voice experiences delivered as voice applications are similar to the mobile applications on your phone, while the primary interface is different, right? You've got voice versus touch, and instead of a phone, it might be a voice assistant device like a smart speaker, or it could be a pair of headphones, it could be the person's toilet nowadays, right? But even though those aspects are different, how a voice application makes its way into your users' lives follows some very similar steps. Let's say we've got a user, your ideal user for your voice application, and her name is Alyssa, right? And in order for Alyssa to experience your new voice application, she has to go through some pretty basic steps, right? First one is she's got to become aware of your voice app, right? She's got to know that it exists. Then the second one is you got to move her from that awareness stage into actually getting her to install the voice app, get it onto her device, so that she can then proceed to step 3, which is that first launch, that first engagement with your voice experience. This is the same process we'd strategize and optimize for when it comes to launching a new mobile application. We want every step in this process to be as frictionless as possible to create delight in our users from that first impression onward. So with this in mind, let's dive into what options are available to users who want to get started using your voice application. What are some of those options for onboarding your users, right? Because there are a few. Whether you're bringing users into an Alexa skill on Amazon Alexa or a Google Action for Google Assistant, or maybe both, there are 3 basic flows available to you. The first is where we promote awareness around a call to action that prompts users to search for your voice app via the voice assistant, whether that's Amazon Alexa or Google Assistant. It's kind of like, you kind of direct them to the device and have them ask the device for your specific experience. The second option is you promote awareness around a call to action to enable or install your voice app via the specific app directory. So for example, on Amazon Alexa, if you want to kind of get users to the app directory, it's actually at amazon.com, and then you just select the Alexa skills category. On Google Assistant, for example, it's at assistant.google.com/explore, I believe, if you want to direct folks to find your experience via the app directory. Once you get them into that app directory, you then get them to enable it via your app web page or your app directory page. And from there, they can then go to their device and kind of enable it from there. You want to also, in this particular approach to your voice app, making sure that in your awareness campaign, you're making it super clear as to how to start the voice app once it's information that's available via the app directory page, but you still kind of want to make that super clear for your users. The last and final approach would be to promote awareness around a call to action to simultaneously enable and try your voice app. Now this will make sense in a little bit, but it's essentially a seamless way to get them from that moment of awareness to actually engaging with your voice app with as few steps as possible. So let's dive in and have a look at each of these promotional kind of funnels and see what we can expect and learn from each experience. Let's start with onboarding users via voice search or the voice search funnel. Getting back to Alyssa, inviting Alyssa to access your voice application by simply asking for it seems like a natural thing, right? It gives you an opportunity to highlight the convenience of voice and start seeding the expectations of accessibility and convenience of voice that you can then amplify via your own voice application. We know this because our earliest client voice apps were promoted in exactly this way and exactly for these reasons. What we learned quickly, however, was that we opened ourselves up to two issues, pretty major issues actually, which only serve to frustrate users and frustrate our clients' marketing teams. So the first issue we ran into was that there is the very real possibility that the device just won't understand Alyssa's request, either because of the obscurity of your voice app name or because it sounds too much like something else. Think of report and rapport. What Alyssa might experience instead of your perfectly crafted sonic branding greeting her is the dreaded "I'm sorry, I can't help you with that" response. It's your basic response that one of these devices will give when they just don't understand what you're asking for. And regardless of how well the technology behind voice assistants improves, there are so many variables that can lead users to a dead end. Think about how many times you misunderstood or just couldn't understand at all someone talking to you, whether it's because of the background noise, accents, where your attention was, or just how fast they were speaking. You end up with a "what did you say?" to just get them to repeat that, right? Well, voice assistants are vulnerable to the same type of limitations inherent in speech and hearing and environment and all that kind of stuff. Voice assistants, however, are good at trying to figure out what you said, which leads us to our second issue. Instead of a "I'm sorry, I can't help you with that" kind of response, the voice assistant may instead try to infer based on what it think it heard and make some suggestions. So, best case scenario, Alyssa hears a slew of unrelated suggestions. It's very frustrating. It throws her into a loop of repeating what she said, and it's sometimes, usually, let's be honest, it can be very unsuccessful. But as bad as that scenario sounds, it could actually get worse, especially for you and your overall voice strategy. You see, worst case scenario is that the suggestions made are direct competitor experiences to your voice application. Instead of your awareness campaign driving engagement to your voice app, it ends up funneling new, excited, and maybe impatient users into your competitors' experiences. Alyssa is no longer engaging with you, she is engaging with your competitor. While mitigating these occurrences is possible through thorough market research, understanding your market, understanding your customer, and naming your voice application appropriate to that market and customer, making sure it is unique, right? That's one way of mitigating kind of this misunderstanding situation. It's still only a matter of time before you're back at square one. There's definitely a better way, so don't worry, which brings us to our second option. For marketers, a great improvement over relying on voice search for your voice application awareness and usage is actually the web first onboarding strategy or web install funnel, right? While new users coming into your voice application for the first time via voice search has all the pitfalls we just talked about. Once the voice assistant learns what you want, follow-on requests to your voice applications are much more accurate and frictionless. This is where the option to drive users through a web-based onboarding or web install funnel comes in. With the web install funnel, you link Alyssa first to your voice application's install page, where she can learn about your voice application and choose to enable it on her devices. Once she enables your voice application, Alyssa can simply request the voice application from any of her devices. Because she has already enabled the voice application, her voice assistant on her devices has learned this is a preferred voice app of hers, making the next subsequent follow-on voice requests much less likely to be misinterpreted. The marketers in the room are already starting to appreciate how much better this is for Alyssa and all new users. We provide a fluid route from our ads to our voice application that is much less frustrating for users, while at the same time creating key opportunities to measure success so you can now analyze and realize the effectiveness of your awareness campaigns. something that is completely missing from our voice search funnel, by the way. Now, if you go to our website, truereply.com/blog, and get on to the click to hello blog post, we've actually got some good visuals in here that show all these different funnels and some screenshots of what users see and experience when they go through the funnel. After you've had a chance to check that out and see what some of these screens are that users go through, the more experienced and sophisticated marketers in the room are going to start asking that while it's better than voice search funnel, is there any way to make it better? Right? Looking at the voice application directory pages, there are a ton of distractions. There are plenty of ways that will directly impact our conversion numbers from promotion to install and then engagement. And you clever marketer, you are absolutely correct. While internally we saw a significant improvement on the end user onboarding experience, we also quickly realized that the conversion percentages had room for improvement. We dreamed of a way of closing the gap from our awareness efforts to just getting users to install and try our voice applications. Our dreams were answered in the form of quick links and the try it funnel. You see, the experience of taking Alyssa from promotion, whether that is via your ads, your blog posts, or your social posts, taking her directly into your voice application in the most fluid way possible today doesn't get much better than the try it funnel. Quick Links for Alexa Skills uses a launcher page that shifts the emphasis away from discovery and awareness to taking action in a try it now narrative. Alyssa is presented with a brief summary of your voice application, including its rating, and she is immediately given the option to select one of her devices to try it on. Go check out that screenshot in that blog post because you'll see there are no other call to actions. It really is, this is what you've got, how do you want to try it? And selecting any device on that launcher page immediately starts your voice application on Alyssa's device. No additional steps required. Alyssa goes from awareness to engagement in 2 steps with 0 distractions. As a fallback, if Alyssa is not ready to try it now, there is even an option for her to try it later, which forwards a notification to her devices. And that means that later, let's say Alyssa's in the car or she's on the train, when she gets home, Alyssa will get a reminder on her devices to try the voice application. And it usually comes in the form of a question along the lines of, earlier you said you wanted to try Where Is My Period? Ready to try it now? For example. It's seamless, it's fluid, and designed really to close the loop on engagement. The Try It funnel is the only funnel we power here at TrueReply because we found it best aligns with present marketing strategies across channels and drives the highest level of engagement. We leverage the Try It funnel by automatically wrapping your voice application in quick links for Google Assistant and Amazon Alexa. We use fully branded domain links or voice links that reflect the voice application's brand and the ecosystem it runs on. For example, if you've got an Alexa skill, you may have alexa.app/hire assemble, or if you've got a Google skill, you might have okgoogle.app/sick day. And you can check out those exact URLs in that blog post. But these TrueReply voice links combined with our QR code encoding for TrueReply voice links gives marketers a visual component to drive awareness and engagement and a seamless way to optimize their awareness campaigns. To wrap up and summarize, you do have a few options on how you drive promotion, how you drive awareness into your voice application. And I hope that as a result of listening to this episode, you'll come to realize that the voice search funnel is probably one of your worst options. It really opens you up to unpredictable results, and it really opens you up to frustrating your users. The web install funnel is significantly better, as it gives you some control over that user experience, over that flow. But when it comes to the very best option, it is the Try It funnel. And both the major ecosystems in Amazon Alexa and Alexa Skills, as well as the Google Assistant and Google Actions, offer some version of this Try It funnel. This is Jose Cotto, the Voice CEO, wishing you a fantastic weekend and a wonderful and healthy week ahead. For show notes, please visit truereply.com/The Voice CEO.